everybody, happy Super Sunday. I am home alone today and in rapture. There's a storm coming in, so I've been watching it roll over those hills in the distance. I just saw a little bit of lightning. I have all of the windows open. I shut off the AC. I'm getting some air in. It's great. And since I was home alone and I had some free time and I'm avoiding folding a week's worth of laundry, I decided to do one of my everything showers. But before that, I made myself a nice cup of coffee and a protein pina colada. And for my protein pina colada, I am using the Javi 10 grams of protein. It's wonderful. A lot of times I mix it with seltzer, just because then it feels like a sort of like exotic, fun kind of drink. But today I just put it over some ice in my big cup with my R on it. Makes me so happy. And so I did that, and I've just been putting along. I've been listening to this great creator who does deep dives on people's psychology. I wish I knew her name. I found her here on TikTok, and then I rolled over to YT to listen to her. And I'm currently learning all about Justin Bieber, Haley Baldwin, and Selena Gomez. Apparently they had a big love triangle during the years I was raising children, and I'm like 15 years behind. But you know, I always feel very bad for Justin Bieber because I feel like he didn't ever get a chance to be a kid. And then so much of his family life was tied to him being famous and supporting everyone. I seem to have entered my Lisa Rinna era of hair. As I'm growing out this pixie, I seem to have grown into this like choppy look. Speaking of my hair, here's what I use today. I use a mix of high and low end products. I use this Goodwell Ultra Volume Double Boost Root Lifter. I use some Goodwell Ultra Volume Mousse. I used some Aussie Instant Hold Hairspray, and it really does hold because look what I can do with it, and then it goes right back down. This I got at Dollar General because it is hard to find aerosol hairspray, so I found this at the Dollar General. I blew it dry, upside down, just rough dried, with my 20-year-old hair dryer from Ocean State Job Lot or Big Lots, one or the other. Like so long ago, I think my son was in the 5th grade and he's now a 31-year-old man. So I have had that hair dryer for a very, very long time. And then I bought this round brush off the TikTok shop. It doesn't have a name on who made it, but I mean, if you're in the TikTok shop, I'm sure you'll know where to find it. For my body, I used Hello deodorant. I'm always trying to give up my aluminum deodorant, but I am a sweaty woman of a certain age and I need my deodorant. It was a new patch day yesterday, and I gotta tell you, after my trip to Planned Parenthood to see my new menopause related doctors and receive my menopause related care at Planned Parenthood, my estradiol patch is back. They gave me a 90-day supply at the starter dose, and then she said if this works out well, she's going to give me a year supply. So there's no more of the feeling great and the doctor not having an appointment for 9 months but won't refill it if I don't come into the office. But I can't come into the office. I cannot recommend this enough. Planned Parenthood for our menopause related care. Also for my body, I bought this one on Shein. It's GZE 9-in-1 body firming oil, and I literally put it everywhere from here all the way down to the tips of my toes, the soles of my feet, all the way up the back side of my body to my neckline, everywhere. And it has like this nice shimmer to it, not like midnight pole dancer shimmer, but just like a nice subtle shimmer. I don't know if it firms anything, but it smells great, makes me feel happy. I don't think I'm suddenly gonna look toned like Cindy Crawford for rubbing that oil on me, but it makes me happy. Then coming up to my face, I used my Dove Beauty Bar, but I don't have one to show you because they're all in the shower. I don't have a box. I used Witch Hazel that I just found at probably TJ Maxx or Marshall's or Burlington in the clearance section. Oh, it says Marshall's on the tag on the back. It's $5.99. I've had the same bottle for over 2 years. You just put a little dab on a cotton ball, rub it all around. It's great for exfoliating. Then here's where I mix up my high and low products again. I used my Dr. Malaxin You put this one on before you get to all of your moisturizers and things like that. And it is like little pixels that open up your skin and make your skin prepared for all of the lotions. Then I did this YCZ firming cream. Now, it says for neck. However, I used it on my neck. I used it on my jawline. I used it on the top of the boobies here because every year they get a little lower, a little lower, a little lower. I used it on the side of the boobies. I used it on my flap under my arm. I used it at the top of my thighs where the skin is getting a little rumply from aging and losing weight. And again, not an Olympian, so I don't have great tone. You know, I'm your average middle-aged woman. And I used it on my bum and on the sides of my hips because it's fading stretch marks that I got like 30 years ago. And then they had a partner piece when I bought that. And I also bought this on the TikTok shop. And I think they have a triple pack now, but I just did the double pack. And this one is cool because it came with like a little red light. And it's supposed to be under eye cream. But I used it under my eyes, over my eyes. I used it on my 11s. I used it across the top of my forehead. I used it in my frown/smile lines. I used it on my neck. I used it here. Then I had a little extra, so I rubbed it on the top of my hands because so often we focus our skincare from here up, but our hands will betray us and they will look old. So just recently I've started putting leftover product on my hands to see what we can do about that. Then I used this serum that I got 100 years ago from a FabFun box. It's called Lunar Nectar. And I put it on my eyebrows. I also shaped my eyebrows, just did like a little cleanup, trying to make my arch the same on both eyebrows. Slow but steady work if anybody's ever had to regrow eyebrows from a bad wax or a bad thread. This I got on Shein. It is a lip changing shea butter. It's supposed to be like a mood lipstick. It's kind of like a old school mood rings or mood nail polish that we would have worn in the 80s, probably to 3rd grade. If anybody had Mrs. Walton, you know she hated nail polish. But anyways, so I put that on because it's full of like shea butter and natural oils, and I just feel like it makes my lips nice because I wear so much of a heavy red matte lip. It can be kind of drying. I am trying to stretch out a pedicure. If you know, you know. I have a vacation coming up and I want to get my nails done fresh for that. So I've been trimming and filing. And here's a great tip, ladies. Glitter. Put glitter on your pedicure or your manicure if it's growing out, because the glitter distracts from that hard line. It also distracts from any chips you get from where you've trimmed your nails or anything like that. So I did the glitter. And this is just like a OPI glitter that I got at Macy's Backstage. Look at that. The tag's still on it. And I've probably had it, I don't know, we moved to Hartford 6 years ago. That's when I started going to Macy's Backstage at the West Farms Mall. So I've had it about 6 years. And I tried it out mostly just when I'm trying to extend that pedicure or manicure. Then I have this nail oil that I put on the cuticles on both my fingers and my toes. I still have my same set of nails from last week on this hand from Shein, but 2 nails came off here. So I just added 2 complementary nails that I had from another set. This one has like little flowers on it, and this one's green. I always buy sets of 10, but this one time I got a set of 24. So I just threw these on and, we're just making it stretch. Oh, when I was talking about my hair, I forgot to mention my K18. And then the last and most important thing I did today is when we were on our last cruise to Canada, I got this 52-week planner. It's based on First Nations, Indigenous peoples living full circle, which is very, very similar to a lot of the theories I learned about as a human services psychology student about, circle of control, what we can work on, what our expectations are for other areas of life, but how to handle it if things don't go according to our plan. And so every week I open it up and there'll be different reflections. So like this one, focus for the month ahead. As the first of the month, take time to go back and look at your weekly accomplishments. Take a breath and celebrate those. Great job. How does it feel to be able to look back on those 4 weeks and acknowledge your wins. And I think so often in life, we forget to acknowledge the good things that happen. We get caught up in the stress of the day. There's traffic, there's bills, somebody has to cook dinner, somebody has got to get to that laundry, or there's no clean underpants. And we get caught up in that. And we're like, oh my God, I'm so stressed out. What am I going to do? But we forget to celebrate the wins. So I just opened up to a random page and read that to you. But there's stuff like that all the way through. And this particular one is written by either Jeanne or Jeannie Wooldridge. That's Jenene, first name, last name Wooldridge. And I picked this one up at the Halifax terminal, cruise ship terminal. But the sales aren't just for cruise ship people. There's a whole museum there. If you live in Halifax, you know. But there's many Indigenous people teachings that you can find online. You can find places to follow here on other social media platforms. And I just found it has been very good for me personally. I can't speak for everyone, but that's just for me personally. So I have the Red Sox game on the DVR. Fingers crossed they did well. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to go sit in the recliner and fold all that laundry while I watch the Red Sox hopefully win. And I hope everybody has a beautiful day. Thank you so much for all of the nice comments, all of the nice text messages, calls, messages you post here, or if you know me in real life, or just taking a minute to watch a video. I am posting these videos for me because they make me happy. Aging can be very lonely. There's all kinds of books for puberty. There's books for motherhood. There's not really books for when you're 50. Kids are grown. I'm pretty much done growing my career. I'm on to my second career now, becoming a therapist and a life coach and things like that. But my original primary career that, I built to raise my son on, and now sustain myself. Now this career that I'm building now is just for fun for me. And so I want to thank everybody who takes a moment to watch, takes a moment to like. If my comments are not for you or you don't agree with something, it's okay. It's okay to not agree with everything. Maybe you have a point of view that I don't have, and we can learn from each other and meet in the middle somewhere. I really think that most of the troubles we face as a people, as a whole, either in your community, in your family, or on the global level, can be found from us not looking for what we have in common instead of looking for what we disagree on. So let's see what we have in common. Let's look for reasons to be happy, and let's not forget to take a chance to be kind. And hey, be brave enough to film a TikTok video in your sports bra with your newly blown out Lisa Rinna hair. Nothing wrong with that. Have a great day.